Hi everyone, this is a really brief video looking at some exam analytics from Midterm 2. So out of 103 students who are registered at the time of the midterm, 186 of you did write the exam. That means there were 2 no-shows. These are people who have not done anything in the course. If you're out there, hello, you probably should drop the course because you're cruising at a 0 right now. And there were 5 excused absences. Got about 75 emails, which is a bit lower than typical. There were some phone calls and texts, so there were some technical problems. I have complained quite bitterly to eClass support about this because they really were not looking into the issues that kept on coming up. They're either the freezing issue or the black screen of death. After my very stinging email, they are actually now starting to look into this, and if you did experience either a freezing issue or a black screen of death, if you could let them know, that would help a lot. There are some things they can do remotely to see the kind of configuration you have that that may help them troubleshoot and make sure that this doesn't happen on the final exam. The mean of the exam is 72.3, so this is pretty good. Looking back over the past 5 years or so, I think this is the second highest mean. You will see this fluctuate. In fact, as of right now, if you go on eClass, this is not going to be the mean that you see. There are some people who have chosen to withdraw from the course, and that does automatically change the mean in eClass. If you're into standard deviations, there you go. Hope that's thrilling for you. The coefficient of internal consistency is a pretty high 84.2. So again, I realize that you are most interested and concerned in your mark. As for me, I'm concerned in the testing instrument itself and how good it is, and the statistics indicate that it is a pretty reliable test. If you're into graphs, there we have graph of the distribution of marks. I do acknowledge that some people did struggle quite a lot with this exam. It turns out that with the class average being as high as it was, there were 0 items with low facility. That means extremely difficult items. So again, I'm looking for anything less than 0.3. This means that less than 30% of the class got a particular question wrong. I've been teaching this course long enough to have adjusted those questions so that there's nothing that's terribly, terribly hard. There were 4 questions that have relatively low discriminatory power. And again, I'm just going to give you kind of the general kind of question it was. There was one about the definition of shape constancy. There was a conceptual question on the recognition by components. There was an application question on ESP phenomena. And finally, an application question on Gestalt laws. If there's any kind of advice I can offer, it would be to read the questions carefully, take as much time as you possibly can. If there's a question that's pretty difficult, I know a lot of you flag it and then come back to it later, and I think that's a pretty good strategy. Keep working hard, everybody. Thanks for listening.